So I was recently asked by one of our users how he could incorporate a custom input system into AI behavior. And so I decided to make a video tutorial for anybody to be able to see how to do this. So first things are I've made a custom input script and a custom input GUI. These are by no means complete, and they're really just here for an example for you to either springboard off of or find another input system, such as there's one on the asset store that I know of called CInput. And you could, with a little bit of tweaking to how I'm doing this, you could actually modify it to use something such as CInput or any other input manager on the asset store. So let's go ahead and open up this script. So what I've done here is created a static dictionary with a string as the key and the key code as the value, and string will be the action or the identifier that we're going to use to access key code. And you'll see this in a second, exactly what I'm talking about. So here we're going to set the key by passing in the action name and passing it a key code for that action. And here key code from name will just simply return which key code belongs to which action, and it'll return keycode.none if one's not found in the dictionary. And finally, get key down will find out whether the key associated with the action name was pressed whenever this function is called. So let's open up this custom input GUI now. And so this GUI is very specific to this example. So first of all, up here we have an action that we're calling rally action, and we use this constant string throughout this script, and it has the value rally. So essentially we're just putting rally into each of these functions here. So by default, we're going to set the key rally with the key code R. So the same thing goes true with stop. So we're going to put stop here with key code .s. So essentially, if we go back to our scene, we have a our default avatar underscore complete prefab, and I've just reduced him down to idle and seek for the states, just for the sake of this example. So basically what we're going to do is whenever they hit the rally key, we're going to have him move toward the player as if he's rallying around the player. We'll just pretend like he is on the side of the player. And then whenever they hit the stop key, he's going to go back into an idle state. Now if we look back here in our on GUI code, we're grabbing which key code belongs to the rally action anytime we go through the onGUI method, and then we're going to display what that action key is here. If the current key code is R, which would be the default, we want to display a button that says change the key to C, and if they press that button, it'll change the key to C. Now if the current key code is C, we want to display a button that says change it back to R, and if they press that button, we'll set it to R. Also, there's this update function. You can basically ignore that for this example. All this is here for is whenever that key is pressed, we put a debug.log statement for the action that was pressed. So basically, if we hit the play button right now, nothing should actually happen with the AI because we haven't set it up yet. But if we look down in this console, if I press the R key, it should say rally. And if I press the S key, it should say stop. If I press the C key at this point, nothing should happen. Now if I say change to C, now we just associated the C key with the rally action. So now if I hit C, we should let me turn collapse off. Now if we press C, we should see the rally action, and if I hit S, we should see stop. Now if I press the R key, nothing should happen. I'm hitting R right now. Now if I change it back to R, R should display rally and C should do nothing. So essentially we're changing the input. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop this. And now what we need to do is we need to actually make the trigger for this AI. So let's go to our trigger skeleton, and this is our script that you basically just want to duplicate and then rename. This basically just has the bare bone essentials of what you need to write your own trigger. And you'll see just how easy that is if you haven't watched our other video about writing your own custom states and triggers. So what I'm going to do is go up here and duplicate it. And by default you'll get this error here because the class already exists. And we're going to move this down into the custom input folder. And let's name this custom input trigger. And I'm going to go ahead and just copy that name and open it up in MonoDevelop and paste that right here, so that the name and the file name are the same. And now right here we want to use an action name to associate with this trigger. So let's put public string action name, and just leave it blank for the value. And right here we'll do we're going to do custom input dot get key down, and we'll put action name in there. So anytime the key that's associated with that action name is pressed, this trigger will be evaluated as true. And that's it for writing this trigger. Let's go ahead and put it into practice. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to our AI here. And what we're going to do is we're going to set this trigger as a global trigger. And the reason for that is because you probably don't want to replicate these keys for every single state. So let's go ahead and add a trigger and change it to is alive. And this is good practice just because you really don't you more than likely don't want your AI to switch into any other state if it's dead. It should probably be in the dead state and stay there. So that's the reason for putting that in the global triggers. This is pretty much the rule. There are a few exceptions to that, depending on your case. And now let's add a nested trigger inside of that and change this to our custom input trigger. And let's name the action rally. And again, this right here matches what we put here. So our key code R is associated with this string right here. And the same thing down here, C when we change it, and then R when we change it back. Just remember this constant string at compile time gets replaced with this string. So that's how we associate rally with the key. And whenever the rally key is pressed, let's have him switch to the seek state. So he will seek the player. And let's go ahead and add the next trigger set for stop. And again, let's put it in an is alive trigger, add a sub trigger, and again, custom input trigger, and this one will be stop. And we just want it to go back to idle if the stop key is pressed. So that should be it. Let's go ahead and try and test it. So if we press the R key, he will come toward us. Let's press the S key to stop him. If we press the C key, again, nothing should happen at this point. If we say change key to C, now if we press C, he'll come toward us, S to stop, and if we press the R key, nothing should happen. So that's pretty much it. Obviously you'd want to extend this further if you really want to customize your input and add more options in there. Again, this is just for an example. So I really hope this helps you, and have a great day. Bye.